that's some big breaking news which is coming in. A building has collapsed in Lucknow, to be precise, at the Wazir Hassanganj Road. In fact, as you can see in your screens, the apartment building had collapsed 4 hours after the earthquake, which here on Times Now also we had reported, but the epicenter was somewhere in Nepal. In fact, unfortunately, many people are feared trapped in the rubble. Even as we speak, you can see the visuals there of the rescue relief teams pulling out some of the survivors from the debris. Let me go across to Amir Haq, who's joining us. Amir, what's happening?
Well, Meghna, let me first show you the visuals around. A lot of panic out here ever since the building collapsed at around 7 p.m. this evening. The last tremors of earthquake were actually felt around 2:30, quarter to 3. It was a good 4 hours after that earthquake that this building collapsed. Therefore, many of those people who are witness to this tragedy actually connected with the earthquake. Perhaps the building wasn't sturdy enough; it was weak, and therefore the tremors of earthquake had weakened it further, and which was why around 7 p.m. It actually collapsed. Now, what was the trigger point is something that will be investigated, but what is most worrying is that over 24 families were living here in this 6th floor apartment, and many of those family members are feared to be still trapped under the rubble. We just had the Deputy Chief Minister Brijesh Pathak arrive here on the scene, and he told us that 3 bodies have been recovered from the rubble as of now. Many more people are feared trapped, although there is no clear figure of how many people could be trapped, how many women, children, as well as men could be trapped. But definitely this has caught the entire administrative paraphernalia, unawares, and therefore it is taking time for them to actually, find out as to what exactly happened. Let me get you eyewitnesses account. आपकी फैमिली यहाँ पर है?
जी सर।
इस अपार्टमेंट में
जी।
कौन से फ्लोर पर रहते थे?
वो 3रे मंजिल पर रहते थे।
कुछ जानकारी मिल पा रही है आप?
नहीं, मेरे पास खाली ये फोन आया कि बस मेरे जो है कि वो लोग दबे हुए, इतना फोन आया मेरी बहन का, वो बाहर गई अपनी फैमिली लेके।
कितने लोग थे उस
थे।
फैमिली में?
2 लोग।
Okay, so there are many of these, people who are arriving on the scene, basically not knowing exactly what exactly has transpired here. Panicky relatives turning up at this place to find out the details about their loved ones, to find out as to what exactly the position is out here. But definitely, investigation needs to be conducted on what exactly led to this building collapsing, and definitely the manner in which many of these private apartments have cropped up, not just in Lucknow, but in similar such metro cities, is something that needs a lot of government regulation. Right now, you can see visuals of ambulances rushing outside with those who have been recovered from the rubble, many of them seriously injured. Well, what is the exact picture will be known after some time, definitely, when the police gets to conduct inspection of the entire area. So we'll have to wait for more details to emerge before we can give out exact figures and exact details. But yes, definitely a very harrowing time for a lot of these people who are turning up after getting to know of the collapse of this particular building out here. And there's very sketchy information that is available about those who have been caught under the debris out here, and therefore very excruciating wait for the relatives and the loved ones of all such people who either used to live here or have turned up to get more information about their loved ones. Meghna?
Well, keep tracking the developments on that front. Hopefully, they are going to wrap up the rescue operations, and all the survivors are going to be pulled out from the debris. Unfortunately, 3 lives have already been confirmed dead, and when this entire apartment complex had collapsed. In fact, let me go back across to Amir Haq. Amir, if you can tell us who all are assisting in the rescue relief operations, any kind of a timeline which may be set, how long before they know that they have pulled out everyone?
Well, Meghna, this has just happened around 7 p.m. Therefore, the response time was, it took about half an hour for the people to arrive here as far as the government help is concerned. But right now, we've been told by authorities, including the Deputy Chief Minister himself, that NDRF team has also been called in. They've been pressed into service. The civil police is here, as well as the health department people who've turned up with the ambulances. There are JCBs which have been called in, along with trucks which can actually lift the rubble from here and move it away from the collapse site. But clearly it is too early to predict as to what exactly is the scene inside, because the police is not allowing people, including the press, to go inside the exact place of collapse, because the building stood about 40 to 50 feet from where we are standing right now, and it is a narrow alley that leads towards this particular residential building. It was a 6th floor apartments with about 3 to 4 flats on each of the floor, and therefore quite a large number of people are feared trapped down there in the rubble. The entire building has come down. In fact, I'll ask the camera person to move with me and show you the rubble from other side, and that will make it clearer as to what exactly has happened inside therein. Now, these are the visuals that you can see from here. The police definitely is not allowing us to move inside, but the entire 6th floor building has come down, and that is quite visible with the manner in which you can see the rubble here. The rubble standing even lower than the 1st floor in terms of height. That clearly shows that the entire building has given way, has come down, and right now you can see the rescue workers there struggling to evacuate the people from here, to get them outside from this rubble. Bad news for a large number of people and their relatives, perhaps, because this seems to be a very, very tragic incident. The entire building coming down. This was evening time, and perhaps therefore large number of people were still there. The residents of these flats were still inside when this tragic incident happened, and therefore perhaps the casualty figures will go up. At least that is quite clear with the manner in which we can see this rubble out here, the debris of the entire building having come down completely. Remember, it was a 6th floor building with about 3 to 4 apartments, flats on each of the floors, and this now has completely been reduced to a rubble.